But I didn't decide to make this video about this album that I just started releasing little bit at a time since July 29th. Not to speak of what we have made of this life, but what we were left with and what we have done. Because before you and I, there were many others. Where are they at? Where are those faces? What do they look like? What did they do? What did they accomplish? They accomplished to live a life with a lot of the things that we have not been able to appreciate. They had so much less. And to be honest, I forgot them as well. Look at these beautiful flowers. Do you think that happens just by accident? If you were to be here, the smell of these flowers, some of you know a lot about plants. I can't even name what they look like, much less the species or the smell. I can just say that it's a gentle, sweet smell. I love perfumes, and the most organic, the better. So that's why I only have a couple of them. I like most things natural, the natural way. You remember your grandmother or your grandfather, like the 4 or 5 of them way back? Do you have a picture of them? Can you see what they looked like? What did they work in? What did they do to survive? They did not have a car, I assure you. Maybe they didn't even have a horse or a cow, and much less a donkey. What were their names? Why is it that we don't know what our roots are? Why is it that's taking us so long to accept that just as we are today, looking at each other's skin color, clothing, that plastic in our clothing, because most of the clothing is not 100% cotton. The shoes are not leather. The shoes don't have any wood. How do we expect to live? Well, not 20 years. I want to live like 3 million years. But we are at ether. Who stops you from living the amount of time that you want to live? Only you. And there you go, I got off track again. My intention with this video is to, maybe we can think about a little bit about that bear that's in the woods, that's trying to tell us that once upon a time, there was somebody that used to talk to them, that they used to get along, that instead of scratching a tree, they would lean up against the tree and become one. Like this tree right here. You see? The diameter of that tree is about 5.5 feet, right at this level, easily. 250 years, you would say? Thinking that each foot, it took 50 years to grow. Now it's gone, now it's no more. Lightning struck. And speaking of light, Can you see the light around here? Do you see all those ley lines going everywhere? Do you see them? Or better yet, do you feel them? Can we feel those ley lines that connects us to that light, to that proton, that positive energy? Because when we speak of the Creator, when we speak of God or Source, we are not speaking of a man. We are speaking of a light, of a powerful source that nobody can control, that no one can describe exactly because it's everywhere, because it's everything, because you are part of it, because you are a child of that source, that has always been, will always be, and forever will be. And the question is that all those that have departed, because that is, I cannot say it's my favorite song, but it touches me very close to home. All the people that I have met throughout my life, all those people that I did not get a chance to say goodbye physically. In their physical body, I did not get to embrace them one more time. But I know that they are around. It took many things for me to find out that they never left us. They never forgot us, but we forgot them. So, in my humble way, to share with you my perception, it is through one of the songs that I will be sharing tonight at 11 p.m. You will have access to all the lyrics. I had them copyright because I had done a lot of work already. And I felt that this little channel was reaching the one person that I wanted. And maybe we'll reach a second person. Maybe that's you listening to me right now. Maybe you don't need to be reminded that where you came from, it's a place, such a beautiful place, that only your perception can tarnish it. And like that little animal that has the 100 feet, 100 feet, how is it that that little creature can manage those 100 feet and keep on walking? Because it is connected with everything, with all this beautiful source that we have right here. You see? And we began to disconnect ourselves because we went for the newest brand, the most expensive brand, or the cheapest brand. It depends what level of what your social economics level may be. So you will afford and give yourself the best or the worst. And if you were to only walk on this, there's no connection there. But this right here, it is alive. From the ground we came, and onto the ground we are to return, as we are in the ether. We are all part of everything. Everything is part of one. We are one. We are one creation. Maybe this video is for that one person that forgot that some time ago there was somebody that loved you so much. There was somebody that knew how special you are and that you were going to become a great person that would lead because you would share the best, because you knew how to love yourself, and you would be able to share that love with many others. But it takes two to tango. One hand alone cannot do much, but two hands can do a lot of things. You see? You would not be able to see this picture if it only had one tree, if it only had one plant, one drop of water, if it only had one string of grass. Imagine, how would I walk 1 foot? I know, I feel the same way. In our authenticity, in the attempt of being authentic, we can monkey around at times. For a long time, this right here, the throat chakra, was in silence, expecting the sound to come from other places. But the time has come for us to speak our truth. The time has come for us to choose what we want and how we want to survive, how we want to live. We want to live in a reality, or you want to move on and just keep on moving. Why do you think they made that movie? Keep on moving, because you cannot be stopped. No matter what your choices are, good, bad, or mediocre, or balanced, you cannot be stopped. No one can take your place. No one can be you. And you can be all because when you choose to love and embrace of those mirrors, of those parts, then you will become whole. Yes, you heard me correct. Whole, one. Everything that others feel, you will know it. As Christ came to teach us that among all those things that he could do, that we could do many more. What do you see? You see the fight on the fishes? They're just swimming around and just following the current. That one right there, it's almost ready to get a fillet out of it. I'm trying not to eat too much seafood either, but I like it. So I will honor and ask permission to be nurtured by seafood, leaving behind all the other family members. Did you know that we are family? That's another song. We are family. My brothers, my sisters, every one of us are family. And I am willing to bet anything to someone that can come and say, it's not true. I found out and I found the proof that in this one particular era of my life, I was not this color. I was not from this culture. I was not in this particular sex, male, or that I was not a female. Because how do you expect for all of us to come through here, through that, and every one of those steps, and as we march, as we step up in those steps, you know that phrase, highway to heaven? Let's say it has 100 steps, and you only get to live 10 times. Well, each time you live, you can try and come across the 10 steps of each cycle. And if for some reason something happens, and yes, some of you can think that this is like crazy talk. Everybody is welcome to with their own opinion. And as I respect those around me and I respect myself, I know that you are wise to know that greatness is and comes from your heart, from your root chakra, from your crown chakra, from your throat chakra. Because all those chakras together allows us to connect with the chakras of earth, of all those ley lines that are everywhere. So we are cautioned and we are careful on what we are creating, because our words are not just empty words. Our words are the words of a prophet. You are the prophet of your own words, of your own creation. And as we could have failed to have lived and gone across those 10 steps on each one of those cycles that we agreed to come to live, as we go to the next cycle, we have the opportunity to start where we left off. Can you imagine how beautiful that is? It's the perfect plan. But right now, here we are maybe thinking, oh no, that's not for that, that's for me. And you want to take a little bit more than you can handle and a little bit more than you can chew. And guess what? When there is justice and equality on the other side of the veil, why would some have more and some have none? It doesn't make sense. It's common sense. There is no such thing. The illusion under which we are in is set by our own self. We have fallen into our own illusion, thinking that somebody is out to get us, because we are that dark side and we are that light side. And as we do unto self, we are going to be doing unto others. So we, all races, must come together. As the colored people were given a unique gift, the gift of passion and fire. That passion of movement within their body. And you know, each one of you know this. You can move in such a way that nobody can move like that. The Oriental culture has been given the power of the breath. Through the breath they create. Through the breath they balance. The white people have been given the power of fire. They can cook anything and everything with that fire. And fortunate enough, I got to experience what welding is. And boy, you can really cook some stuff with that. You can cook just about anything. But I'm gonna leave it at that, because we could end up being on this live video for days. But I'm gonna share it with you in smaller doses with a touch of music. And we continue developing this project, this gift, because to me it is a gift. I am sharing. I am putting it out there in the elements to be enjoyed. Music, lyrics, and beautiful images created by all my different assistants, because it's like I said, it's not my job alone. Some can create something in 30 seconds that would have taken me 32 hours. In a painting I did around 2012, I believe it was. It came out beautiful, but nothing compared to what it can be done today. And let's remember this. AI, it's nothing new. AI has always been around us, has always existed. AI is the beautiful and perfect tool to assist us to make life easier, so we can enjoy life, so we are able to create more without beating our bodies physically. AI, it's not gonna be replacing people. AI is here to assist, and each one of us in our own choices are the ones that are gonna have that world in which we want to live. Do you want things instant? Go ahead, continue wearing the plastic. Don't worry about connecting. Don't worry about hugging and embracing and waking up. Because as we wake up, these giants right here, they wake up with us because we are one consciousness. That's what Christ attempted to share with us, that we are one consciousness. If we don't awake, if we're not ready, then nothing else will be ready. So, see? I'm leaving you a post of a boat. And in that boat, the representation of all those that we forgot. But they did not forget about us, because they have always been around. They love us. They love you very much. They love your existence. They love your soul, because they knew that we were going to forget. But now we are remembering. I love you very much. And we'll be talking later. Bye. 11, all lyrics.